The Marvels opened with $47 million, the worst opening for any MCU film ever. So is Marvel in trouble? Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, it's David Chen. I talk about TV, movies, tech, and the media. And I want to start this video off by saying I really enjoyed The Marvels. I thought it was a fun, inconsequential romp. The three leads have great chemistry with each other, and in particular, I was a huge fan of Iman Vellani's performance as Kamala Khan. She really is the heart and soul of the movie. She helps to buoy the film and give it this lightheartedness and joy and delight that I think a lot of people want when they go to see a Marvel film. So I like the movie. I have no beef against the movie. I know many of you watching this enjoyed the movie as well, but we shouldn't let our enjoyment of the movie stop us from looking at what some of these data are saying. $47 million is a bad opening for a movie that cost over $200 million. And even if you think the movie has legs, it's going to do well, or it's because of the SAG-AFTRA strike and they couldn't promote it or whatever, like the trend line is a little bit troubling at this point. So what are some lessons we can draw from this? One lesson I'm taking away from this is that Marvel's TV strategy so far has failed. I've watched pretty much every single Marvel television show, and I think most of them have been pretty bad. To be fair, it's been a tough task. Disney Plus launched, the amount of programming needed went way up. There were COVID shutdowns, COVID delays, and so forth. So anyone would have had a tough time making way more hours of content in a way that managed to tie things together satisfyingly. I'm not saying it was easy. So far, most of the TV shows have made it so that you don't really need to watch the TV show in order to enjoy the film. Like, you really didn't need to watch WandaVision to enjoy Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. But with the Marvels, it was the first time that critical characters from the movie were characters from TV show that have been developed well. Miss Marvel and WandaVision were two of the better TV shows that felt like they really took advantage of the episodic format. And unfortunately, at this point, it looks like that's not what audiences want. They don't want to watch a TV show in order to enjoy the movie. I think Marvel has also realized this themselves, which is why the Hawkeye spin-off Echo is debuting under a new banner called Marvel Spotlight that will have no continuity with the movies. Ironically, though, it does have continuity with Hawkeye as well as with the Kingpin character. But anyway, I think Marvel's approach to TV needs a serious reevaluation. There have been more bad episodes than good, in my opinion. And also, when it comes to setting things up for movies and theaters that they need to drive people to go to, it doesn't appear to be working. A lot of people are also talking about superhero fatigue, and maybe that's the reason the Marvels didn't do well this weekend. I think a little bit of that is true, but I actually don't think that is sufficiently explanatory. We've had multiple superhero films this year that actually did really well. Across the Spider-Verse broke a bunch of box office records. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was a big success. And literally, just 1 year ago, there was Multiverse of Madness, Wakanda Forever, and also Love and Thunder. All those movies did well. So in my opinion, it's not superhero films in general that people are turned off by. But I do think the days when mass audiences would just show up for superhero films because they were superhero films, those days are over. In order to be successful, superhero films need to be big events. They need to tell stories that people want to see. And as much as I might have enjoyed the Marvels, most people didn't think it was great. The movie only got a B cinema score. That's about the same as Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which was not a very good movie. So does Marvel need to start freaking out? I still think they have a few chances to right the ship. We recently learned that all Marvel films, except for Deadpool 3, have been moved off the 2024 calendar. That's quite a change from the times when 2, 3, 4 Marvel movies would be coming out per year. I personally think it's going to be a nice break. Marvel needs to focus more on quality and having a clear separation between TV show and movies. They should just have TV shows be TV shows, not try to have them cross over, and have stories stand more independently on their own. Their attempts at crossover haven't really worked thus far, and nothing I've seen tells me it's gonna work in the near future. But they also need to do more to make these movies into events. They actually need to sell stories that people want to see, which is not something they've had to do recently. It used to be you could just put vague vibes up on the trailer and people would show up no matter what because the MCU was such a big deal. Those days are over. Their marketing needs to work harder to actually sell people on individual stories that will make people turn out to go see the movie. It's a muscle they haven't flexed in a long time, but I think they can flex it again. So at the end of the day, Marvel still has a dedicated fan base and a lot of runway. I'm still hopeful that projects like Fantastic Four will be huge cultural moments when they come out. But you also have to remember, every major trend in movies has come to an end. That's what makes them trends. Is the superhero film era really over? We will see in the next few years. Whatever happens, I'll be covering it here on all my channels. I'm David Chen. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving me a like, follow, and subscribe.